Oh, okay.
I don't really understand what's going on.
No idea. But I do know that Cobra wants to conquer the universe. And who's going to come and save the universe?
We'll return after these messages.
America is going to save the universe.
Now back to G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast where we're going to talk about all sorts of geeky things. And a lot of the times we know what we're talking about, but there are times where our knowledge about the topic is
incomplete.
That's John. I'm Nick. Yo ho! Let's talk about G.I. Joe. Is it Yo Joe? Go Joe.
I don't know.
Go hose. Something about hose.
Go hose.
Something about hose instead of Joe's. Because we
hose.
By we, I mean I decided it's time to talk about G.I. fucking Joe.
Nick, is this the straightest episode that we've ever had?
We're going to try and make it not. We're going to try and make it as gay as
For
possible.
our loyal listeners, don't worry. We're definitely going to make this gay.
We're going to gay it up because it's been on the list it's been on there because G.I. Joe is...
Well, this is a you thing. This is definitely a
100%
Nick thing. Yeah.
It is an iconic... It was one of the, I would say, the top 3 iconic cartoons from the 80s, which is my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we have to talk about G.I. Joe. And randomly over Christmas... Not randomly, because all I watch is like I was watching 80s cartoon Christmas specials. And so it was like, oh, do you want to watch the full-length remastered G.I. Joe movie from 1987? It's like, you know what, YouTube? You know what?
You know what, algorithm?
I'll put it on because I vaguely remember it. And I put it on and watched the whole goddamn thing in one sitting. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is the most 80s of 80s-ness. So I feel like this is a good time to do it when it's fairly fresh in my mind.
Animated cartoon.
All animated cartoon, as opposed to
the non-animated cartoon. Shut up.
Yes. So
Space Jam.
Shut up. Oh my God. No, we're not doing a Space Jam episode. But I wanted to do, rather than just talking about G.I. Joe, because I'm not an expert on G.I. Joe, but it's important. I thought we could spend this session finding out just how gay G.I. Joe was.
This is where I come in.
Tag me in, Coach.
And
this is where we are.
Because I for whatever reason, I never watched the show, and I wasn't even aware of the film, the animated cartoon film of G.I. Joe.
Yep.
I'm literally I was looking it up earlier today, and I realized that there's actually more than one TV show. Did you know this?
Well,
there's more than one TV show from the 80s, G.I. Joe.
I feel like I watched a lot of G.I. Joe flashback documentaries, and I know they had 2 seasons and they had the film and in between that sort of stuff. So I don't know if this is what that is or if they did another one, because the animated film was in 87.
Okay.
So they would have done season 2 after that.
Yes. Well, let me tell you I'll have my input.
Let's do the wiki. Let's get into the
wiki
of G.I. Joe, the animated series.
So the first original series was from 1983. It was called G.I. Joe : Real
American Hero?
A real American hero. That's right.
Real American Hero.
And it technically ran for 2 seasons between 1983 and 1986.
Okay.
And it was produced by a company called
Sunbow
Productions, correct. In collaboration with
Marvel.
Yes, did you know that? I didn't know that.
Yes, I knew that.
Okay, fine. I was really excited when I learned that. I was like, oh, cool.
I knew that.
So 2 seasons for a total of, I think, 95 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Over 2 seasons. That's American for you. But then, of course, when it stopped in 1986, they had a film.
Yes.
When they brought it back, it was literally the new show that was premiered in 1989.
What was it called?
It was called G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero. Yes, that's right. You heard it right.
It's the exact same.
Exact same. Yeah. It was the exact same TV show.
Oh. But starting with the season 1 or season 3?
Technically, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it was produced by a different company. So they got rid of Sunbow, basically.
Oh, I think Sunbow may have disappeared by then.
And they moved to a company called DIC.
Deke.
Oh, I thought... Oh my God, now that you mentioned Deke.
Deke. They're the ones that did Captain Planet.
Yes, I have. You saying it that way
Yeah.
gave me flashbacks of like
Dick.
old. Well, it gave me flashbacks of
Dick.
I remember being a young kid and hearing that Deke.
Dick.
Exactly. Oh my god, that's such a nostalgia thing. Yes.
Hell yeah.
And
I think Sunbow was absorbed into DIC because it would have been a Turner company, Time
Time Warner.
Yeah.
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 Oh, interesting.
Because they were then absorbed into that, then absorbed into the Captain Planetness. Then it becomes the 90s, and then CNN.
I wonder if Power Rangers was part of that as well,
Probably.
or was it just animation?
DIC might have been animation then.
Okay, maybe I don't remember. So at some point, I would have before I transitioned from Deke
Transition.
Yes, true. It's all the sort of Nickelodeon /
Yes.
Disney stuff that I kind of grew up with. I definitely have memories of Deke. And even when I was younger, I was still chuckling back then about.
Of course, we all
Dick.
did. We were
Dick.
old enough. Were you a Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, or Cartoon Network kid?
I was primarily Nickelodeon.
Interesting.
I really was. So I grew up with Rugrats.
Yes, absolutely.
Rocko's Modern Life.
Love Rocko's Modern Life.
Real Monsters.
Real Monsters.
Yes, those were my 3 shows basically.
Love them. Yeah.
And that was like from my earliest memories of those TV shows. But I definitely was also like Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. That was before that though. That was before.
Yeah. So the transition to Nickelodeon. When I say Disney, I'm talking about like Gummy Bears and other shows like that. Which I can't
we're
remember.
gonna do a Disney episode on that sort of
Should
stuff.
we? Disney animation.
Because DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Chip and Dale. Gummy
Chippendales.
Bears, Rescue
Darkwing
Rangers.
Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
When
there's trouble,
dangerous.
you call DW.
Oh my god, yeah. But that's not what this episode's about.
No. Anyway.
We're going further back than that.
In case you haven't noticed, we've
had a couple of glasses.
Let me finish my thing about the wiki.
Sorry, yes, go on.
So that was so they brought back the show for this animated cartoon show. And it says I'm great.
We're really good at this.
I know. In order to cut production costs for the original animated series,
right,
Hasbro, who owns the
toy
toys,
manufacturing rights,
dropped Sunbow and contracted Deke to continue the series. So I don't know. It doesn't say here if Sunbow was absorbed or whatever. That probably has to do with
you're
it.
right then, because Hasbro still obviously owns the rights to it, and we're going to watch an episode. We're going to watch the first episode. So Hasbro is
from the 83 series.
83.
Okay.
Hasbro has got all their cartoons on their YouTube channel, so you can watch all of the G.I. Joe and all of Transformers on their channel.
Wow.
So because they can make money from it.
Of course.
So they own all the rights to it. So yeah, Hasbro must have it's just who produced it.
Interesting. Right. So the little quote here that says some producer had said Hasbro had been funding G.I. Joe out of their own pocket. So they got a ridiculous deal from Deke to take over the series, and they pretty much let them. So that's what happened.
Okay.
And then the 89 series went on for, again, 2 episodes, but this time only 44.
2 seasons?
2 seasons, but this time only 44 episodes.
That's still a fuck ton of episodes.
Finished in 1992.
It feels like that's too late. It should have been stopped in the 80s.
Really? I mean, a lot of these shows were actually, they were on for a very long time, but
so many
they feel like longer. Like you were talking, even when you're talking about stuff like other cartoons that you're talking about, Who's the Family that doesn't get a lot of attention? Bionic 6.
Yeah.
That was only like 2 seasons, wasn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, but in the 80s.
But there was in the 80s.
In the 80s,
nothing else on.
They produced shit tons of them. So, if you get one season, it's 65 episodes or something because they outsource it to Korea and they're like, we need one every single day. So
sure.
It's a shit ton of episodes, but it's like, oh, it only ran for 1 season, which is 4 times more than what any show now would do.
That's what the 80s were, man.
God, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be a child. Darkwing Duck.
Boo!
Let's get dangerous. Okay. Somebody mentioned, side note, that somebody mentioned DuckTales, the new series, and how it was great.
Perfect.
And I still want to watch that.
It's perfect.
On the list.
It is perfect.
Oh, because it was talking about kids show versus adult show, where you can have a show meant for kids, but still watch it as an adult.
Yes.
Anyway.
DuckTales, DuckTales, the originals. Again, we could do a whole episode on DuckTales.
I would love to. Oh my God.
I would love to. All right, let's stop this Disney shit. Disney shit will be another day. This is G.I. Joe, and how gay is G.I. Joe? Are you done?
For the Wikipedia, yes.
Okay.
How gay is G.I. Joe? Did you ever have the dolls? The action
The
figures, excuse me.
dolls.
The action figures.
Action figures. No, I wasn't a big action figure
Me neither.
person. I just wanted to watch TV.
I had my sister, who's a year older than me, and a few cousins who had Barbie dolls. And no, I was the oldest boy out of all of my cousins.
Yeah.
I'm actually the oldest, aside from my sister. I'm the oldest cousin of all my cousins. And so, but I never had those. I never had any dolls or action figures like that. So
They were around. I do remember G.I. Joe stuff. So my brother might have had one, or like we had friends, neighbors who would have had them, that sort of stuff. Because it was very much a time of, do you want My Little Pony or G.I. Joe? Where like the big, because again, desert island, so you'll get what you get. But I loved it all. Like,
meaning where you come from.
I was born and raised on desert island, FYI.
Were you born there as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Great. That's good for visa applications.
From the Middle East to the Midwest.
Yep. That's
us.
God, that's us. So it was like such a big player because obviously Army toys was huge. I think the toys came out in the 60s or something. Like
yes,
the toys
originally,
predated the show monumentally, and then they were trying to get. I think G.I. Joe was the one that did the workarounds. Like there was restrictions on making TV shows that sold toys.
Right.
So they did TV shows that advertised the comic books, which were Marvel comic books, and the comic books sold the toys. Or
so there were G.I. Joe comic books
Marvel
as well.
comic books, yeah.
Right, okay.
So whether that was at the beginning or in the middle of it, I'm pretty sure, because there were Marvel Transformers stuff, and He-Man and his DC as well, and that sort of stuff. So I think that was like a workaround.
Okay.
It may have been afterwards. But yeah, the toy line was from the 60s or 70s?
64.
60 fucking 4. So G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, was around a long time before this show.
Still going on today.
Is it? The toys or the show?
The toys. The franchise. 1964-present. So...
Oh my God, who the fuck wants a G.I. Joe Real American Hero doll? So G.I. Joe.
So you didn't have the toys then?
No. I didn't really care about the toys because I just wanted to watch the cartoons. And if I had a plastic version of She-Ra, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, I was like, but they're not doing anything or have no voices. So I was like, what's the point? I'll just watch TV.
So you had no imagination, basically.
Yeah, 100 dead inside. 100% dead inside. I had some toys, but I wasn't. Like, I had some stuff, but I didn't really. It wasn't what. Oh my God, I need the best thing. However, what I did want was a life-size Voltron that could all merge into one, and I never got one, but you can buy it, and that's what my bonus is going to go in this year.
Oh, fun.
That's what I'm going to spend it on.
Christmas bonus?
Yeah.
Fun.
I want to spend it on, like, because you can. Anyway, sorry, we're getting really off track. So,
or if we had a really, really nice, generous Patreon member. Let's fund Nicholas's Voltron. Look at his face. You can't see his face.
I'm going to put a link on that to an Amazon
to my
link
Amazon wish list
on the Patreon. And if you wish to purchase that for me, you know what?
If you're a big fan of the show,
I'll suck you off. Anyway, so
some sucking's going on.
May as well. Nothing else is happening.
That's the top. That's the hidden tier. The top hidden tier.
Not that hidden. So G.I. Joe was clumped in with a lot of other stuff that I think we've talked about or will talk about.
Other 80s cartoons.
Because they're Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also Dungeons and Dragons.
He-Man?
No. I'm thinking of Marvel Sunbow things, that sort of stuff. So
right, okay.
When you watch, if you're a G.I. Joe fan or a Transformers fan, if you watch it, the music's the same, the voices are the same, the animation's the same. So it was all at the same time, that sort of stuff.
No Frank Welker, though, in G.I. Joe. I looked on the Wikipedia. In the original G.I. Joe.
Are you 100% sure about that?
No, because
he would have done an animal voice or something somewhere.
G.I. Joe, the original 19... Unless I didn't check the 89 version.
No, I don't care about the 89 version. Let's talk about the summer.
Well, I'll double check. 1983 animated series, voices of Michael Bell, and this list here.
So it was a similar sort of time when Marvel Sunbow were producing a load of stuff. And also Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends would have been Marvel's Sunbow. Spider-Woman would have been Marvel's Sunbow because Sunbow was just the production company. But the overlap between Transformers and G.I. Joe was super prominent. Like, as I said, I watched the movie during the Betwixtmas, and all the music, all the voices,
Betwixtmas.
Betwixtmas.
I like that.
Like Cobra Commander is Starscream. So like,
right.
It's the same sort of stuff. It's very familiar, all the background stuff. So it's all of the same sort of time. So even though it wasn't a cartoon I watched religiously, it's still super nostalgic and really familiar of that particular time.
So I take it back. Frank Welker did appear.
What did he appear as?
A number.
Nemesis Enforcer.
A number of.
Oh, was he Nemesis Enforcer?
It's not on the list.
Damn it!
Do you want to hear the first one on the list? I don't know if is this alphabetical? No, not really.
Gimme.
Copperhead. Is that the first?
Pass.
Flash.
Pass.
Freedom.
I don't actually know any of their names.
Horror Show.
Pass.
Okay, well then.
Why am I saying these things? So they would have been like
Short Fuse.
This was this is a ton of people. You said he was no one, but he's a ton of people.
Well, he's no one because he's not on the main list.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been Duke and.
That's Copperhead.
Yeah,
no?
He would have been just like a load of bad guys.
Yeah,
I don't know fucking any of these guys.
Anyway, so I take back what I said. he did appear, obviously, because
of course
he's a very talented voice actor. So why would you not have him?
So
on the show?
Fucking brilliant. Anyway, also, I watched in preparation for this episode some of the infamous G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Have you heard of this?
I like numbing.
So before, it would have been the same time as He-Man. They had to do a little PSA at the end. So
right.
Do a little G.I. Joe nose.
Yeah.
So they would like give you advice and like, don't talk to strangers or like pick up your trash.
This episode was about recycling.
No, the episode wasn't about it because the episode was about protecting U.S. oil reserves overseas. But they'll pick a topic.
They'll tie it in somehow.
They'll pick a topic,
right?
And they'll pick a topic, and they'll be like, "Don't talk to strangers" or whatever, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And the kid will be like, "Now I know," and G.I. Joe will say, "And knowing is half the battle." G.I. Joe, whatever.
Right. Okay.
That sort of thing.
I'll take your word for it.
Whatever. I watched a YouTube compilation, and a pedophile who phoned up and tried to get into a kid's house was voiced by Frank Welker.
What?
Me looking at the camera that isn't there.
I know, right?
Now I know how to work a camera when we stop filming.
Perfect.
So Frank Welker would have been in.
We're going to start with like one glass of fizzy.
Me. But this is fine.
No, but I have to stop because then you just listen you up a bit.
I forgot what my point was.
G.I. Joe, a real American hero.
It was, and so the point of this episode is because we're not experts on it. We're not proclaiming to be. You never saw it. I only saw it sporadically and the film. We're going to take this time to look into how gay it really was.
As adults now.
As adults in our 40s. We're going to look into how gay it was. And I was like, ugh, is it gay? And I'm so glad that I Googled it before you showed up because there's a ton of articles out already. So this is not
really?
This is not going to be difficult.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be fairly easy because we also can make anything gay.
True, this is true.
So someone's already done that.
As we said at the outset.
It's like it's fairly easy to turn anything gay, and this is
also it was the 80s. Everything.
First of all,
everything was
before I even open my iPad, it was the 80s.
Everything was gay.
Gay, instantly gay.
I was gay.
Me too.
When you think about it,
short shorts, bright colors.
Oh,
gay.
Shorts.
I miss short shorts. Oh no, I wear short shorts now. Anyway, inherently gay in the 80s. Anyway, and then it's also a thing that the 80s and Marvel and whatever the sort of did was like no female characters. It's just all men, maybe a token redhead in the corner.
Very, very, very male gay.
All the men, all Masc muscular men.
Yes, that's very 80s.
All fighting, and because of the like rules around what you can have on TV, they couldn't hurt each other. They couldn't like kill, stab, shoot each other.
So it's all love and
no. It's
caressing.
It's all wrestling and like grabbing and like groping and throwing because that's kind of all you can show because you can't even punch. They weren't allowed to.
Really?
It's too violent.
This is your documentary.
Hell yeah. It's too violent to punch someone. And they have the blue and red lasers.
Who does?
G.I. Joe. It's blue and red lasers.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah,
Because it's not guns.
because they can't fire guns.
Can't shoot guns,
They have to
bullets.
fight lasers, which go.
Because guns are very fucking violent. Not to mention.
Also, America.
America.
Also, I'm glad that there's an American here, so like you can see
I
when
will
we
tell-
watch
I
the
will tell
episode.
you.
We watch the first episode. You can be like, oh god.
I'll be saluting the whole way. I'll just be like, yes, with a hand on my head. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Yeah. So a lot of it is wrestling.
That's what I say when the grinder shag leaves. Thank you for your service. What? You don't?
Thank you for your service. Oh my god.
Only if it's American, I suppose. But yes.
I don't fuck Americans. So,
why would you? Gross.
ugh, hideous. I've lost complete train of thought.
You were
Grappling, yeah. So a lot of the homoerotic wrestling thing is a very common kind of thing as well. So it's just a kind of normal thing because there's no other way for them to fight. They can't stab, shoot. They can't even punch.
Mhm.
So they have to kind of like wrestle and pick up and like throw them off screen.
Yeah, even when I think about like now, like X-Men back in the 90s didn't have like Wolverine didn't like slash. Like,
No.
there's no blood.
No.
He just jumps at people and.
Wow. Or a guy with
Grrr.
knives on his, like he never stabbed anyone.
Yeah. Good point.
But
Interesting. Yeah.
they couldn't do that,
No
especially
blood.
back then. So yeah, so that also makes it super gay. So people have like there's some screenshots that are great.
Let's
There's
watch.
some
Let's watch it.
screenshots, which makes it like super duper gay.
We'll see. We'll be the judge. We'll be the judges of that.
Do you want to watch the first episode?
Yes.
And then do
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. What?
Because there's some listicles.
There's another option.
No, because there's like some listicles and stuff. But I think let's watch the first episode.
Let's go. Let's do it raw first.
Get the vibe. Let's raw dog it.
Let's raw dog it first.
Get the vibes. Of
We'll
the
have
first
our
episode.
unbiased reaction. If we read an article first, then we're gonna be looking for things.
Yeah, because there's some good ones, but I want us to, especially if you've not really seen it, I want you to get as an American and a gay,
Yeah.
like to get a vibe for what this was.
A gay American.
What this was. So it started, I think each series did, and this one, it's like one of a 5-part mini, so we're just going to watch the first episode because it's
Yeah.
like, whatever. We may, if you want us to watch more, please let us know, but...
And if you're listening to this, we will not force you to listen to the whole half hour or whatever.
No, so we'll watch it and we'll give...
We'll watch it in real time, but we'll edit it so it's like we're gonna edit like to what our comments are, but we are watching it in real time. Just FYI, that's how it works. Oh, you're linked already.
Hopefully this works.
Technology is great.
Oh no, it's episode 2. I'm on the wrong episode.
Oh no, I'm getting spoiled. Slave of the Cobra Master. It's already gay.
How do I find slaving all over? Because look, it says...
Sunbow / Marvel Series 83. The Mass.
Oh, it was
Device.
that one.
It's called The Mass Device Part 1.
Wait. Oh, it's the music.
Oh my god, I've never seen this.
Token black man. Great. Token woman, token black man.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
This is the first episode? It reminds me. Pause just for a second. Sorry, just do this quickly. There was an episode, and I'm trying to remember now. Was it Community? Have you seen Community?
Yes, all of it.
Was there not a G.I. Joe episode where like everybody was it like there was either like something on campus?
It was like they did a Western one where they were like the paintball fight, and then they did that multiple years.
There were so many paintball one. G.I. So it was in season 5, which was the gas leak year. The year that wasn't the best.
There was a lot of duds.
Makes me think of that episode of Community, which was not the best season, but it makes a lot of sense why they did that, because I've never seen that kind of intro before.
It looks like pure US military propaganda, but it wasn't.
Oh god, yeah.
Versus like Marvel nowadays via Disney, which
True.
It actually is paid for by the US military.
If you think about it though, like in America, maybe
Tell me.
I'll tell you, that's normal. Like just sort of having Marines and Army people to sort of run through and sort of it's part of the culture, part of American culture. And yes, American culture is a thing where it's like you're just a patriot for your country that does missions, and like that makes total sense to me. It's kind of weird, like that. Obviously, knowing now, having left the country for so long, like I can see, I have a more worldly view. I would like to think, and it is a bit odd just to see all these sort of people decked out in marine clothes
Would you
running
see
through the
like
desert.
would you see this stuff on TV? Is that normal, or would you see them in real life? Is that what you mean?
Just TV. I mean, no. I mean, like as a sort of a theme, I suppose. Like
Yeah.
back in the days, it was what we called cowboys versus Indians.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like that's just sort of what America
Hell yeah.
meant back then.
Mhm.
And then in more modern times, it's now GIs. And of course, the term GI comes from
What does it mean?
government issue, I think. It's a kind of it's a kind of soldier, I suppose.
I guess.
Which I think has its roots in World War II.
Probably.
And then of course it was also I don't know what kind of I don't know what kind of state it was in during the Vietnam War kind of era, but yeah, now I guess it exists in the phrase GI Joe. Like a GI Joe schmo. Just a regular old GI. Sorry, that's
Wow.
bit of rambling introspection, but
No, but the American introspection was kind of the point of this. This is great. All right.
anyway, that's just the intro. Let's watch the episode.
I mean, so far we've had the music and some shadows of fighter jets.
And who's that? The silver skinned villain looking
Despero,
Despero.
I think.
Despero?
No, that's
I thought it was
that's
Cobra.
that's a DC. No, the guy with the mask and the helmet, that's Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander, okay.
I feel like it's Despero, but Despero is a DC character. You know what? Why don't we watch the episode that's paused?
We'll watch it and then we'll edit
And
it
they'll
in the future.
probably tell us. Here we go. But all the music and the sound effects, basically the jets are Starscream. Look, it's the same animation as...
Very,
Oh, no.
very
Ah,
American.
Kick the mustard out of that guy.
I'm gonna kick the mustard out of that hot dog.
I think they're trying to put as many Americanisms in as possible.
And the joke is that they're all British actors. Not really.
I was going to say, what?
No. It's all very macho, like the whole American sort of, yeah, we're flying these big planes. We own the world.
Cobra! The whole point of being a secret government or anti-terrorist strike force is that you shout your name.
Of course.
You must shout the name of your organization. Yo! Is it yo or go? Yo-jo, right?
I don't know.
Listen, sorry.
I'll keep an ear out.
They
for
do
this.
it a lot.
That was a weird sort of sync up of audio and animation.
No. So far, not very gay. Very heterosexual. But we'll get to it.
Keep that pig down, did you say?
Keep them pinned down.
All right.
Right, let's see what the Cobras are up to.
I like how one plane goes in the air and just shoots them all down. That's all I needed.
So random. Menacing hideout with lots of snakes.
Very Asian looking, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's not.
We'll have the little pet snakes on the side dancing. So he's villainous and financially savvy.
I'm on Cobra's side. Destro.
Melodramatic, yes.
Gay.
In the case you didn't understand his snake link, he has to lisp every...
Of course. Also, look at his ass and legs.
Very well defined.
Yeah, and he's got like a thigh band on or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't really understand what's going on.
Nope, no idea. But I do know that Cobra wants to conquer the universe. And who's going to come and save the universe?
We'll return after these messages.
America is going to save the universe.
Now back to G.I. Joe, a real American hero.
She gets cold shouldered.
General Flag.
That's very DC, isn't it?
That's a DC character, right? From Suicide Squad.
Rick Flag. Yeah. Don't know if he's a general, but whatever.
Just a General Flag.
General Flag. And wait, if I was a drag queen, I'd be like a...
General Fag.
No, I'd be General Waste. Just sort of like, but dress a military outfit. Every time you see a bin, you think of me.
I feel like General Fag works better.
True.
Oh,
Who's that?
That's the redheaded chick.
Oh, that's.
I think her name is actually Scarlet.
Very clever.
I do love the fact that all the cool like sci-fi gadgets they have in these 80s cartoons and like we have nowadays. Like they have a watch that can like communicate with people, and we literally have our watches, and I love that.
We can now, yeah.
So far, nothing gay.
Not much gay. Why did she change her accent?
Because her name's Scarlet.
Wow, thank you, sir.
Isn't that like a Scarlet?
I mean, Scarlett O'Hara is the big character from Gone with the Wind, but do they not even care about syncing up the lips with the...
No, who cares? Did you care about that when you were like 6 years old?
True, I didn't.
I didn't care. I feel like that's Frank Welker. That general guy. That sounds like Iceman with a low voice. Masc.
Masc is ready.
Masc for Masc. What the fuck is going on?
He had his mask didn't work.
His Masc for Masc didn't work. Been there. That's Dungeons and Dragons music. And that's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends music.
Lasers. Blue lasers.
Yep. Which I would have thought blue lasers would be good guys, red lasers bad guys.
Yeah, that's very...
Other way around. Confusing, right?
Well, when did Star Wars come out?
Before this.
77,
yeah.
I think.
Was blue lasers good?
Well, blue was Was it green or blue? Obi-Wan, and then Darth Vader was red.
Maybe they did it on purpose. This wouldn't have hooked me as the first episode. As a cartoon fan.
It's like...
It's really slow and clunky and really confusing. What the fuck you guys are doing?
I'm not sure
what are you doing?
Obviously, you have a clear good guy, bad guy, but
what does the bad guy
want? I'm not sure what they're going for.
What are you doing? Like, and who's the main bad guy? Because there's this guy with an eye patch who seems like he's in charge, but he's not important because
it's just the mask guy and the silver guy.
Yeah,
a lot of explosions, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, maybe that's enough.
This is why I didn't watch it. I watched it as a young...
Maybe I did watch this first episode and thought, but look how Cobra Commander is.
Look at his stance.
He's got like the ass, the legs, the thigh high thing. Look at him.
With his hands on his hips.
Hands on his hips, bolt on his...
I will say that didn't happen very much in a lot of shows, for all I know. But once in a while...
What do you mean?
Like, we're not cutting to a commercial break. And then you have a commercial, and you come back to like, and welcome back to... Nowadays, it's more like, The Simpsons, sponsored by Toyota.
Oh, nowadays.
Yeah.
I thought you meant back then.
Back then, not very often.
Because we didn't have the ads, but we would just have those bits. So that was quite nostalgic.
Yeah, technically it was part of the show.
We'll return in a moment. And now back to...
Oh, so you never had any of the...
We didn't have the ads in those spots, especially in the Middle East. We'd have prayer time, but we wouldn't have ads.
Prayer time? I forgot about that, yeah.
Look at that. Is he wearing
prayer
heels?
Time. Go back.
Can I?
Can you double tap like back? Oh, yeah, there we go.
It looks like Cobra Commander is wearing heels. Look how he walks.
Wait.
Look at this. Wait. There. Looks like heels, right?
Yes. Oh my god.
Heels and a high strap on.
He definitely had like the angle of his heels. It looked like fucking heels. Oh my god.
Well, they were just boots, but like, and
maybe they were just boots, but
the leg and the definition absolutely looks like he's wearing skin tight tights.
You don't get glutes like that with flat bottoms.
No.
Flats. What do you call them?
In flats. No.
In flats. No. This is meant to be Venice. Oh, it was Paris. This is other.
You also kind of started to play like
the
Hope
French.
and Glory, like French one.
Right. Okay. I don't know.
But also, who are
Computer
these people?
says
no one's introduced these characters. Who? Vandermeer.
We have a Vandermeer.
None of these. Who are these guys? Why do we care about them?
They're not distinct enough. They're all sort of just random military people with different facial hairs and hair colors.
What's he doing?
Okay, finally getting some plot. Is he stealing the Eiffel Tower? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And some whore in some fishnets in the middle of the day. What a slut.
Who's that vest top guy?
Like, that's who we're going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to talk about him in a second. I don't know who he is.
You do?
No, I don't know who he is, but I'm going to find out.
That's a nice
The
stance.
arena of sport. Like, you could have said the arena of death.
The arena of sport. It's like
The sport of death. Like,
the
what?
music hall of music.
What?
The music hall of concerts.
It feels like G.I. Joe doesn't know what it wants to do. It just wants, like, American and guns.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point is. It's not the real.
Who's that?
That's the real Vandermeer. And the one.
Who's the other one?
A fake.
Was it?
Come on.
Oh, no, that one's a fake.
Yes.
Oh, it's the guy with
It's
the
eye patch guy.
Shit me. Fucking hell.
He just pulls off his face like it's a skin.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, this is why we like X-Men so much. It's because they have interesting powers. What can they do? They can just shoot guns.
Just white people with guns. Like, it's boring as fuck.
Blows things up with the gun lasers.
Now she's just hiding behind, like, a load of logs.
That's
at
all
least,
that's
at
all I
least
can
there's a
do
woman
against
there.
guns and lasers. It's just hide.
At least she's there.
What? Ginger person.
Yeah,
Scarlet.
at least there's a woman there.
Oh no, we can come back with even more guns. We have guns too now. We shoot the guns. A windmill.
It's just a toy ad, isn't it?
True, yeah.
Action figure. Oh,
There we go.
that's what we're talking.
Oh.
Oh, see what I mean?
Yes.
With the hugging and the wrestling and the throwing.
He's literally wearing a waistcoat.
Oh yeah, I'm like, even the pigs look masked.
Pigs. Even the pigs look masked. Oh no, they have more guns and shooting.
But why? Why are they running away? Because some guy in a vest top hugged you and threw you?
Yeah, basically.
This makes no sense. This is dumb. Although I like the
We
guy
have
in
more.
the
We have
vest.
more guns and firepower. What is this?
Is that the name of
device?
the episode? Mask for Mask.
No, it's like slave pen something.
It's gonna be the name of this episode. Is G.I. Joe Mask for Mask?
It should be. Yeah.
Is G.I. Joe Mask for Mask?
Gays.
Gays. Did he mean games?
Oh, game. I
thought he said gays.
I thought it was a GAZE gaze.
So did I.
Which also doesn't make
Like,
sense.
no, it's games because she's like this.
Games.
The what is it? The
Participate
arena of
in our
games?
games.
The
Arena of
games.
sport.
Arena of sport.
Arena of games of
We're in the
physical
arena
sport.
of sport, everybody. Dom.
Very. I was just gonna say very subdom.
He's also wearing like cuffs and leather. So
Yes.
like it's also on brand for that.
Yes, I'm gonna control this
Yeah.
hunky blonde American. Look, he's doing a stand-up bend over motion.
I'm into it.
Oh, let me try now.
This feels racially charged.
Yes.
No.
Topless.
No, I don't like it. Why is
Meant
he
to be
tall?
Native American.
He looks Native American and also
also
10
12 feet tall.
Good for him though. Take the black man
A
out.
lot of steroids, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, slave is a bit charged, isn't it, nowadays?
It is, but also like it would have been then too in the 80s. It's even closer to
True.
like all of that. Oh, that was it.
We're at the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. Now they're telling us what happens in the next one. I don't care.
Huh.
Snow job. He said snow job,
Did he?
which sounds like blow job.
We're really pulling at straws here, aren't we?
Like I've got some gayer stuff than this. This was the least gay thing, I think.
A little disappointing, I must say.
I thought it would be way gayer. In the next exciting he's shit. I think Duke is just shit.
He's paragliding, broken paraglider, happens to fall inside of a vehicle. Frank Welker is on the list.
How is this the theme music?
Because I think that
Is it military propaganda?
I mean, all of it is, isn't it? This sort of marchy type music is very sort of like, okay, playing music in America, when meaning like in a band or an orchestra, you do have to learn a lot of the marches, and in like American historical music was just
Marching band
military
music?
marching band. Yeah, it's literally a marching band. We're back. So that was the first episode of G.I. Joe ever, and I've never seen it, and I
didn't care for it.
didn't. I wasn't engrossed. I
No,
suppose.
I wouldn't have been as a kid either. Like it wouldn't have got my attention, which is probably why I never watched it.
I don't know if I've ever seen it, but if I wouldn't be interested if I had seen it. There's just a lot. There's a lot of explosions and a lot of characters going back and forth, but not
who
a
were the
lot of them.
characters? They didn't mention
Not a
any
lot
of
of them
their
are like
names,
explained.
probably.
Yeah,
It was crap.
I mean, I'll tell you. I understood Duke, and then
Obviously Duke's the main.
and then the token black says her name, which is Scarlet. Miss
What's
Scarlet.
the token black's name?
Suddenly, before she goes all southern, oh well, thank you, sir. I'm like, what?
Just playing up on that.
Don't know the token black's name.
Nope.
Didn't know the major's name. I got there was he does say Destro.
But did he say that the other guy's name is Cobra Commander? Like the main.
I don't know if
bad
I don't know if he's called that, but other characters will have said Cobra Commander.
Okay.
Let's see what Cobra is up to,
his,
kind of thing.
But that's his name is Cobra Commander. The guy with the mask.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so not super gay on first inspection.
The gayest thing that we saw was the big beefy man with literally wearing an open waistcoat, throwing around some.
Oh yeah,
he literally grabs 3 of them at once, so just throws them.
And just throws them off the thing. So
and Commander wearing high heels apparently. I swear to God,
it looked like Cobra Commander was wearing heels at one point, and to be fair, on brand for him.
Yeah, I get that I think he's one of those gays that is like upset with the world, just sort of hating everything.
Like most villains, feels very queer coded. It's like, fuck you, you straight white jocks.
How dare you do this?
I'm gonna blow up the world.
I'm gonna control the universe.
He wants to control the universe. Like, calm down. Like, North America's fine.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
America is
it's fine. You can just take that.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. So, I mean,
let's explore this though, because I want to know why we thought beforehand going into this that it would be more gay. And of course, this is just the first episode, and there's like 92 or something in the 2 series of the first run. Maybe part of it was because when you're a child in the 80s, there wasn't a lot of choice, so they didn't have to worry about story, I suppose.
First of all, this was the first episode, and the pilot episode is never a true reflection of how the show evolves. True. But I found a wee listicle of the most homoerotic moments. So shall we go through that?
Okay, well, that's very...
Because it's basically the homoeroticness of G.I. Joe is like, as we said, in the 80s-ness of it. The style of the cartoon, the animation, that sort of stuff. Look at these men. Okay,
well that's just one, and I'm already like, that's like
into nice it. Was he in it? Was he one of the beardo guys that we didn't know who he was?
Maybe he was the beardy one at
like
the console.
Sat down at the console, right?
Yeah.
Like, but now here he is in his white pants, boxers, not briefs. Weird
They're
choice
kind
for
of
80s.
like, yeah, I don't know. They're not like, yeah, I suppose boxers. But I'm always amazed by these 80s depictions of what masculinity should be. Like, who was this for?
Who was this for? Did the people animating think, great, these straight 10-year-old boys will love this.
They're gonna look up to this.
This is what the 10-year-old boys want. Is this roided out masculine hairless but with a beard?
Hairless but with a beard, yeah.
Jock in his underpants. And you know what? The 10-year-old boys will love it.
They'd be like, yeah, I want to be like that.
And some of us did, but
not for the reason they thought.
Not for the reason that you wanted.
And like the little curve on the top of the abs. It's like, what muscle is that? I don't know.
All of the muscles. Like, I wish there was... Oh, I think there's video clips.
Okay, well, so we're gonna look at this one article, which is fine for us to do. We can look at one article.
Oh, I forgot we were doing a podcast. People can't see.
You're just chit-chatting with me.
I'm just watching the topless cartoon characters from the 80s. Okay. So yes, so we've got some pictures up of some of the characters.
Some of the most homoerotic moments, as it says. So what's this we have for? Because I don't have my glasses on. I can't
so I'm
see
guessing. So this is writing. Dusty's man brawl, and Dusty's. Do you think Dusty's the black man or the white man?
No idea, but that this particular angle makes him look like an insectoid. Like his head is actually scroll back up a little bit. His head is literally coming out of the middle of his shoulders.
Like it's the wrong point of him. Yeah, the animation's a bit weird. Dusty proves his loyalty to the Cobras by battling a fellow henchman, Lieutenant Claymore, in something called Arena of Death. Arena of Death would have been better than Arena of Sport.
Arena of Sport.
Gladiator style filming and that sort of stuff. So basically, at some point in these episodes, they had, because as we were saying, like they couldn't stab or knife fight or shoot people, so they would have had to do a lot of, in order to show their G.I. Joe American manliness, wrestle topless.
Yeah.
Which is clearly what Dusty or whoever it was involved in this did. Interracial fighting, which I enjoy as well.
Yes, and of course the white man is dominating
the black man.
There's no boot on his neck though, so it's not real.
So it's fine.
What's this?
We got another moment later on. Season 2.
Oh right.
Shipwreck gets stripped. Is this a character called Shipwrecked?
I guess.
Most of the G.I. Joe characters look like Village People rejects to some degree. But
yes.
Of the original cast of heroes, few appeared as blatantly daddy as a character called Shipwrecked, a Navy vet often seen in blue shirt, suggestively unbuttoned down to his abs.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that his heaving pecs were constantly staring at you. These are not my words. This is from queerty.com, and they are brilliant. Pecs. Between the taut physique, the tats, and the well-manicured facial hair,
what tats?
He's very much giving Tom of Finland.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah.
Shipwreck takes a central role in Once Upon a Joe, which just might be one of the silliest, strangest episodes of the show ever. And that's saying something. And we've got a photo of Shipwreck, this Navy character, stripped down to his underpants and hat.
Still wearing his hat, though.
He gets to keep his hat.
Yep.
Bound and gagged.
Literally bound and gagged. And how else would we know that he's a Navy person without his hat?
We have to keep the hat on so that we know who this character is.
I mean, that is very homoerotic.
Because
again, who is this for?
Who is this for? I'm sure that wasn't their intention when they were plotting this and animating this out. But as a young gay in the 80s, I mean, I was 1 when this came out, so I would have watched it in the reruns later on. But as a young 8-year-old closeted homosexual, I can tell you that this image, would have done a lot for me.
I would have been like,
that would have kept me going for quite a while.
Yeah.
I would have look at this.
I needed that.
I feel like the size of the chestal area is something I would have picked up on.
The helplessness.
Oh, I see.
Of
We have
his
different
angle.
We have different things. So
what?
You pick up on his helplessness, and I picked up on the size of his tits. So
true. Yeah. No, I appreciate the size of his tits.
Every gay interpretation is valid.
No nipples. But look at him.
Sans nipples.
No, he's so like he's just a very masculine, butch, muscular man who
that you can 100% dominate.
It's very helpless. Yeah, I get kind of, I suppose. I don't think that's the point of it, but yes, it's
telling a lot about us. But
true.
There we go.
It's okay, no one.
There's a couple. I think there's a couple more. Actually, there's not that many more. The reason that got me thinking I wanted to talk about this was because I watched the film. So for kind of like timeline context, the show is inextricably linked to Transformers, which is the show I loved watching.
Yeah.
And we'll do a Transformers episode. We'll do loads of Transformers.
Have we not done it?
We've not done. Oh, we'll do so many Transformers episodes because it's so gay. I love it. If you remember, I'm sure you would have if you were a Transformers fan, when the film came out. When the film came out, the big thing was obviously they wanted to get rid of a load of characters and do a new toy line. So they have you seen it?
Which one?
Transformers, the movie with Unicron.
No, the animated cartoon movie.
Yes, the animated cartoon.
Nope, that was not one of my shows.
What shows did you watch?
We've been through this already.
Anyway, so famously, for those of us who watched, Transformers, the movie, when it came out, it did a theatrical release. So we had the first 2 seasons and that sort of stuff. And then they did a theatrical release, which was the whole thing. It was like, ooh, rebrand it.
In what year?
86.
Okay, so I was still probably too young to watch that anyway.
Again, you're 1 year younger than me. Calm the fuck
2
down.
2 years? Yeah, I'm younger than you. But you got everything late as well.
But the big thing was that in the film, they killed Optimus Prime.
Oh, I do remember this, yes.
And they killed not just Optimus Prime, because Optimus came back. They killed everyone. so that they could do a new toy line and new characters. I don't think you need to kill everyone to introduce new characters. Whatever. So they did all that. Massive thing. Massive flop because everyone hated it because you killed Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
This film was supposed to come out before it, but due to production stuff,
This G.I. Joe film.
the G.I. Joe, the movie, was supposed to come out before. It ended up coming out later. And because of the horrible reaction that everyone had, like kids crying and writing letters, what the hell has happened to Optimus Prime?
Yeah. The show that they've loved.
In this film, they killed off Duke.
Oh, right. Okay.
But obviously, after the reaction of Optimus Prime dying, they're like, nope, we can't do that.
So what, they pulled it back then?
So they must have, a lot of reasons they pulled it back. This is not related to the gayness, but I just wanted to do this. Because when I watched it, I knew this already. When Duke dies, because he's like stabbed in the heart, like spear through the heart, like through the heart, he dies. But clearly they edited it and did the new voiceover and like, he's gone into a coma.
Oh, really?
And then at the end, when the film is over and they've beaten the bad guys, spoilers, they beat the bad guys, they introduce like a voice over the radio. It's like, oh, Duke's going to be okay. Like, clearly he was supposed to be killed off.
Right.
But they did this last minute crappy editing to like, oh, he's fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be okay.
A snake spear went through his chest. Oh, he went into a coma. No, babe. No, Scarlet. He did. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
This film.
Such drama.
Such drama. So this film, and some of these other characters in this film, like, they had an opportunity. They didn't release it in the cinema. They released it as a 5-part on TV.
Did they?
Yes. So all of these baddies are so fucking queer.
Are these all bad guys on this?
These are all bad guys. Cobra Commander, guy in the mask, is the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Serpentor.
Do you ever see his face?
In the film, you do.
Okay.
Massive reveal. And the film, again, like Transformers, if you remember the film. No, he's a snake.
It was an actual snake.
It's an actual snake. So like the film, like the Transformers film.
Yeah.
People die and burn in acid, screaming horribly.
Right. Because you can't show blood. And
They aged it up way too much. Like they went from like, oh, we can't even punch someone to be like, oh, we can do a theatrical release. Let's melt their faces as they scream, dying. It was like, let's go into the 90s and do something different. They overshot with this. And so it's so fucked up, which is why now watching it in retrospect is really gorishly fascinating.
Right.
But let's talk about gay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the gay.
No, that's interesting actually. Because when I was reading the background about it earlier, I didn't read the sort of the way that they kind of continue the story, because I didn't realize that there was a movie in between it.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine how they carried it on. It would have been naff afterwards because Cobra Commander. Spoilers.
Yeah.
So like they reveal, because you never see Cobra Commander's face. This isn't the gay part. Sorry, let's talk G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
You never see his face. Like that's the whole point. He's either wearing the mask or like he has a little hood with his eyes poking through. The whole mystique of him is that you never see his face.
Right.
In the film, it's revealed that there is a secret race of snake people that were around before the dawn of man.
Uh-huh.
And that is who is funding Cobra. So it's not just a Russian military.
Not just the name Cobra for any
nope,
his old
it
sake.
is snake people.
Right, okay.
So it changes the whole dynamic of the like Cold War aesthetic of like, here's this military group that America's fighting to actual crazy lizard snake people.
Okay.
Which
fine.
is fun to watch, but I, as a kid, was too much. It was weird.
Really?
Like,
yeah.
bonkers.
I'm not surprised. I'm now not surprised that it says that the series was meant to be a continuation of the Sunbow show, but focusing on new characters, in which Cobra Commander returns to human form.
Oh, there we go.
So there you go.
So you never see his face in it, and then it's revealed in a flashback that, oh yeah, he knows about this place called Cobra La. Let's not go into the fact that it's Shangri-La, but Cobra. He was a snake person. He has an accident, and then his face is covered with lots of eyes, and that's why he hides his face. But in the film, they punish him, like the snake people that are behind the scene, whatever,
Okay.
by turning him into an actual snake. And you see him like
Oh,
writhing in agony and like ripping his
this
flesh
is the
off.
film?
Yeah.
The one that you watched?
The cartoon. Yeah, the one at Christmas. Like devolving into a snake. And then at the end, he's like an actual snake and just slithers away.
Oh, gosh.
It's creepy and so weird 80s. Like, you can understand why it didn't do any well. So, back to the gay.
Right, here we are.
That film also introduced characters like this.
Who's this? Is this a female?
Pythona.
Pythona?
Who is...
Oh my god.
there's a great picture, which I'm going to show in a second, which I think is in this article. So, for like, it's so... Watching what we just watched.
Yeah.
So boring. Oh, let's get the
very...
computer. Shoot. This film starts with this chick in a hood. Does it show it? Oh, I don't want to say. This chick in a hood and a cape, like, infiltrating Cobra's main base and, like, ripping through steel with her nails and, like, high action fucking cool
very
shit.
dramatic, yeah.
Cool shit compared to the crap that we just watched.
And she a snake person?
She's a snake person, Pythona.
You can tell that because she's green.
And she's also called Pythona.
Yeah, I get it.
You get it.
I get it.
But it's so camp and so gory and weird and that sort of stuff. And there's this great photo that this writer has put of her next to Sasha Colby, and she looks the same.
Oh, wow.
And she just looks like a fucking drag queen with a high ponytail and so much makeup on and massive, amazing tits. And it's so fucking hilarious.
It's the makeup. It's the pink parts on her face.
It's amazing. And it's like, so fucking camp and... Again, very 80s.
I would have never made
I
that
never would have thought,
connection.
like, I don't know Sasha Colby. I don't know her very well, but like, oh my God, that's so her. And it's great. And it's so, again, that's what the 80s does really well.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the legendary Sasha Colby, winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 15.
There you go.
Didn't see that one.
So camp. So the introduction, like, they're clearly trying to be gayer and more camp, and that's the picture of her. That's her infiltrating the place in like a ninja cowl and all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, okay.
It's so badass and cool, and they're like trying to make it so gay. Cobra Commander is just so gay. He's like an ineffectual gay.
Yes.
Like, he's just shouty drama.
Ineffectual
You must
anger.
obey me. All this kind of stuff. He's such a bitchy diva queen.
Yes.
He gets everything wrong. Like, they start the whole film with all of his generals saying, like, he sucks. He's fucked this up. Get rid of him. He sucks. We hate him. And it's so backstabbingly bitchy.
So do similar to a snake at the beginning of the film.
Well, pretty early on. And because of that.
Is that the woman from the...
That's Baroness.
Baroness. Oh, Baroness. Yeah, okay.
So they have like two women, so that's not much. Who is this guy?
No idea. With a monocle.
Another Tom of Finland character.
I want to tell myself that those
Dr.
are like bees.
Mindbender. Okay. Dr. Mindbender. I'm reading this. I'm going to credit the... Hang on.
Fine.
Wait. Brett White. That's the credit.
From Decider.
Where is it? Oh, I went past it because I want to read this out. Dr. Mindbender, a mad scientist who has a name that sounds like a brand of poppers from the 80s.
Yeah.
The character designers behind Mindbender had to know what they were doing. You don't create a bald, mustachioed, shirtless muscle daddy wearing a monocle, cape, silver suspenders, codpiece unless you're only looking at Tom of Finland images while working on your G.I. Joe assignment.
I suppose, yeah.
Oh my God. And it wouldn't have seemed out of place in the 80s.
In the 80s,
and
yeah.
these kinds of shows, the fact that, like, yes,
and he's a villain,
this,
just a weird villain character.
because you can be camp and weird and that sort of stuff. So let's make him as gay as fucking possible.
True. You wouldn't have the hero be like that because no one's gonna.
They're all in like army fatigues and boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight laced and boring. So you just make him this muscle bound thing. These I don't even know. Just gay.
It's just the eye makeup, isn't it?
Shit. G.I. Joe. Anyway, I think we proved our point. Gay.
It could have been gayer.
Exactly. I think this is the point. Like, there was clearly plenty of opportunity for this show. Like, they took plenty of opportunities to make this show as camp as possible because it was the 80s. was cartoons, and they were like, villains, let's make them camp and cool. It could have been gayer throughout.
Yes.
We had characters like Shipwreck being stripped
I was
off.
going to say Shipwreck was the most. I think Shipwreck. Haven't seen Shipwreck, but I'm looking at photos and like that's more gay than the vest top guy.
But there was also like,
Sorry, I say vest, but I mean waistcoat.
In the animated movie, there was also like a sergeant guy who's like in a vest and like shouts at the guy and like stomps on him all the time.
Ooh.
So there's like all this kind of
very dom.
Ultra Masc dom muscle bound moron. Is that Shipwreck?
You're more Shipwreck, yeah.
Shipwreck seems to be the star of this. So it wasn't obviously it wasn't meant to be gay.
Yeah.
But I think the lesson we've learned here is we can make anything gay.
He's a daddy.
And we sure as shit did. Like, it would have been plenty to keep me as a 7-year-old queer boy going.
I guess the moral of the story is you can throw whatever you want at us. We are going to find the gay.
We'll find the ways to make it gay.
You can't hide us.
You can
keep us down.
You can make American military propaganda cartoons, and we will give you listicles showing how these Masc daddies could turn us out.
We will find the gay.
We'll find the way.
And the gays will find us. And it is what this community is all about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I don't even like any of the characters. I don't know any of their names, but I just enjoy the muscleness of it.
I look forward to forgetting every character except for Shipwreck from this episode.
I've already done that. I've already forgotten. I know Duke and now Shipwreck. That's it.
And Scarlet, who's a female.
Scarlet, who's a thing. Gung Ho.
Gung Ho, I suppose.
Who's the guy with the open vest. So we appreciate that. But who cares about the rest of them?
If they're
listening,
the gay ones. If listeners are listening to this episode because they want to learn about what we had thought
Sorry. Oh, what a mess.
But G.I. Joe, they probably know a lot more about G.I. Joe than we do.
Yeah, this was an exploration of like, is it gay? And it kind of is. But if you, dear listener, know more about G.I. Joe and why it fueled your gay childhood, we would love to hear. I would love to hear about it.
I would as well.
You can email us incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com.
Or reply to us on TikTok or Instagram. We have accounts there at Incomplete Geeks. Like us while you're there. Follow us while you're there. We post stuff all the time.
Post us your hot takes and show us pictures of your G.I. Joe, like people that you thought were hot.
Show me your Shipwreck cosplay.
I need a moment.
That is a challenge for you.
I need a moment because if there's a Shipwreck cosplay and that Gung Ho guy cosplay and the mustachio villain guy with the silver thing and the codpiece with the monocle,
Mindbender. Yes.
If you guys cosplay, or anyone who,
are you okay there?
Please tag us at Incomplete Geeks.
That's on TikTok and Instagram.
Anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. That's great.
If you like this episode, please support us on patreon.com/gaygeeks. We don't charge. We don't play ads. We do this for free, and it's not free. So help us out by giving us a little as $1 and $1 a month. I almost said $1 an episode. That's not true though. Yeah. Or if you can't, that's fine. Go there and sign up.
It's the easiest way to support the channel, to keep us posting episodes, and to help this channel to grow. You can sign up for free, or you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. Get in contact with us there to help us decide what future episodes will be.
Yes.
And to show us that you support the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Please do. If we had anything wrong this episode, we do apologize. We are trying our best to learn about all things geekiness, but we're not yet complete geeks.
But we're working on it.
We are. Thank you for listening.
Go Joe!
I think it's yo. Should we do both?
Yo! 1, 2, 3.
Yo Joe! Oh, porn.
Is
Just
that?
kidding. No, joking.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can see my porn, but
it's all superheroes.
I wish. There's no good superhero porn. G.I. Joe. Although G.I. Joe porn would be great. Because just army fatigues.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That muscle-bound daddy in a porno, and then he fucks G.I.
Joe. Oh, you got an idea. Someone call.
Oh my god. When are we going to be looking this up?
Someone call Sean Cody right now.
It'll be men.com that would do it.
We have an idea for you. Men.com.